Hey, hey, hey! How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to a whole new week in Deliberate Millionaire land. Woo! I'm Rosemary, Nonny Night. Such a pleasure to do this with you. I support people in leaving behind the pain of the past, rising victorious in their true design life. Too many people walking around kind of almost like, lives of quiet desperation, as that quote goes. Feeling as they might have reached a certain level of success. Some people haven't reached that level of success yet, and they know that there's something more. And so what I do is support you in discovering what that something more is, discover your true design, and get you on path, because I do believe that every single person has the right to live free, fulfilled, financially abundant, and love drenched. And so we get you there, okay? Because it's all within you. It's your divine right. I just help you sometimes see where you're maybe kind of, going off track ultimately. So that's my thing. So today's question is how to keep the faith when I've failed 3 times and I don't have a job right now and I feel lost on what to do. But to start with, before I answer that question, I'm going to sing our affirmation for this week. I keep moving forward. I always win. So I want you to take this affirmation with you. I want you to actually make it real to you. Make it, just keep saying that to yourself over and over again. I keep moving forward. I always win. And then we'll get into the answer of this. Anyway, I keep moving forward. I keep moving forward. I keep moving forward. I always will. I keep moving forward. I keep moving forward. I keep moving forward. I always will. I always will. I always will. Okay, so that is your affirmation for the week. I keep moving forward. I always win. So back to the question. How to keep the faith when I failed 3 times, don't have a job right now, and feel lost on what to do. Now, okay, without diminishing any of this, because it's a painful situation to be in, isn't it, really? It's a painful situation to be in. But the thing is that sometimes when we get into these situations, we find ourselves thinking that we're the only one that feels this way, that we're the only one that goes through this stuff, that we are the only ones, that our life is particularly hard. And you know what? It is. It feels hard. It is hard when you're not sure what you're supposed to do next. It feels tough. It feels scary. It feels like you're deserted. It feels like, and most of us in this community, we're spiritual people. So it's not as if you're probably not praying. You're probably praying. You're probably doing all that stuff, and it feels as though you're not getting anywhere. And so the tendency is then to think it's just terrible and you're doomed. But the truth of the matter is, I got to thinking about the fact that, and a lot of this is just off the cuff. The guy, what's his name? This is the guy that created the light bulb. Is that the telephone? I don't know. Whoever did anything significant on this planet, they failed more than 3 times. I can tell you that right now. I know the light bulb says something like 1,000 times. 1,000 times. And unfortunately, and you know what, I intend to be quite blunt with some of these things. The truth of the matter is that most of us we stop too soon. That's just it. When you're going through hard times, you gotta keep going. And I know that sounds horrible now, and I also don't want to, because we also have a tendency of keeping going and trying to push down how we feel, and that just leads to sickness, okay? So the idea isn't to push down how we feel. It's to acknowledge, yeah, I feel quite terrible right now. Even cry your eyes out. I cannot tell you the number of times in building my business, how many times I just had to just lie down and cry and cry and cry and cry. And then it's like, okay, now I've expressed myself. Now I've got rid of released some of the tension, because doing anything different, there's a heck of a lot of tension, emotional tension that goes into that, okay? And it's painful, no doubt about it. So I do the crying thing, and if you're a man, cry. I'm sorry, I don't care whether you're a man or woman. Get that emotion out, because the whole pushing things down is not healthy, okay? That is not healthy. And I used to do the pushing things down. I used to feel like I can't get emotional. I just need to forget how I feel and just keep moving forward. We are going to keep moving forward for sure. But we're not going to ignore the fact that we feel bad. You feel bad, that's fine. Express it. And then talk to yourself. Talk to the divine. Listen, I don't understand what is going on right now, but we have to keep moving forward. What is the best and most joyous thing that I can do next? And you keep moving forward. Sometimes the people feel lost because you're hoping to get some kind of answer that is A to Z in one step or something. You want to know exactly how you're going to get to the other end of this. Nobody can give you that answer. Even the divine who could give you the answer is not going to give you that answer. You're just going to get enough for the next step. So the deliberate millionaire pathway is really that you are connecting to the divine, knowing that everything does work out for your good. It's like the affirmation we're just singing. I keep moving forward. I always win. You do always win. Unless you decide to settle for less, you will get every single thing you desire. The question is, will you keep moving forward until it is physically manifest in your life? Because again, what happens is people quit. People don't do that. There's a part where you plant the seeds. There's a time when you receive the result, and there's a heck of a time, which could be short, it could be long. We have no idea in between the planting of the seeds and the harvest. Will you keep going anyway? So yes, right now you don't have a job. If that feels like something you need to handle, then start applying for jobs. Keep affirming to yourself, I always win. I keep moving forward, I always win. Everything is always working out for my good. An affirmation that I've used when I'm feeling like, oh my God, my money is so tight. And you know what? It has happened to me. It has happened to me. I don't come to you guys from a place of I've always had so much money that I never needed anything. No. I do the things that I do or I've done, and I'm here because even when I didn't have, I was doing. Okay, so people tell me about no money, oh, I have no money, I can't do anything. I just think, yeah, you're not serious enough yet. I love you, but you're not serious enough yet, basically. So when it comes to, okay, finding a job, yeah, okay, if you need to find yourself a job, then you start applying for stuff, you start doing whatever you need to do in order to get that job. You keep affirming to yourself. An affirmation I like to use is, I know that all my desires and all of my needs are always swiftly met. Even if it looks like in the physical, like nothing is happening, I'm affirming that to myself and I'm taking the next step. Yeah, just like I'm human like anyone else. There are times when I really wish I knew exactly how am I going to reach 334,000 people? How am I going to get to the end? But I just know, I've learned that I'm not going to know everything. What I'm going to know is enough to take the next step. So what is the next step for you? And then at this point you might feel like I feel lost, I don't know. That's only because you're listening to the panic. This is again where you just express that panic, you express the pain, you express the cry, you cry your eyes out. You do whatever you need to do. Go and walk in the jungle and scream like a crazy person. Sometimes I've been known to sit in my car when I'm driving to the gym and scream my head off. Just scream it all out. Scream out the frustration. Scream it all out, basically. And then I carry on because I express it. I want to get rid of that internal tension because I don't want it in there getting me sick or doing any of that stuff. So I get rid of that. And then I'm asking the question within. So I'm bringing myself to a place of peace. What is the best thing I can do next? What is the best thing I can do next? I like to even say, what is the best and most joyous thing that I can do next? Because sometimes we get into this whole mindset where if we're going to succeed, it has to be hard and it has to be horrible. I don't believe that any longer. Everything that I do now is stuff that I want to do. I do a lot of what I want to do, but I never really do anything I don't want to do. It's the truth of the matter anymore. But the only reason why I'm here is because it took courage to get to a place where I stopped doing things just because someone told me this is the way you're supposed to do it. Even if I didn't like doing that thing, I'd do it anyway. But no, I don't do that anymore. Now I've decided that no, my life is full of activities that I enjoy. So even though you may be feeling right now quite tense, I don't know, I can't see, I'm feeling lost, take a moment, cry stuff out, get rid of that emotion. Come back to the divine within. And whatever you call the divine, whether it's God, whether it's universe, whatever, that's irrelevant. It's come to a place of quietness so you can hear your intuition. And then you ask, what is the best and most joyous thing that I can do next? And then you take that step. You may not know the answer to every single thing, but I can promise you this, that if you will just keep your vision in mind and keep taking the next step, you will reach the result that you desire. As long as you don't drop off the journey and tell yourself, oh, wow, this is as good as it's going to get. I just have to stop here. If that's what you do, that's what you get. But the truth is, we always, well, I know from my life, I can look back with hindsight, I can always see how everything worked out for my good. But when you're going through it, it can feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can take another step. But you can. You can. I was at spin class this morning and the instructor, and this is something, the divine has said to me, get to the end of yourself and you find that there's no end. Get to what you think is the end of yourself and you find no end. The instructor at spin cycle today was saying something along the lines of, there's something exhilarating about realizing that you are stronger than you thought you were. There's something exhilarating, and I know that exhilaration, even when I'm in spin class, when I'm really pushing my legs and I'm really going for it, and you think you're gonna die, but you don't. You don't, and then you're exhilarated, you realize you're strong, you're powerful, and you keep going. It's like, woo! Basically, and that's how it is with life sometimes. The person that I am, I've always been this person, but I didn't know that I was this person because I tried to live in a very safe, where everything was fine. I tried to keep everything even. That's not living. That's not living. That is definitely not deliberate millionaire living, okay? We are people who, we charge after adventure because we have fun with it, okay? This is something you develop. It's something you develop. You develop this sense of adventure, sense of joy. I still remember once losing my job ages and ages ago and thinking this was a job that I felt that God had given me and all of this stuff. And suddenly I'm losing this job because I hadn't been in the country long enough and I couldn't pass security checks. I felt, first of all, there was the panic and, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And then there was suddenly this feeling of adventure. Ooh, I can't wait to see how this plays out. And that was the year I met my husband, and we're still married now, coming up to 19 years, and 3 awesome children and all of that. And it was just, it's all kinds of wonderful, amazing things happened that year. I'm not going to pretend it was always easy peasy lemon squeezy. It wasn't. But I look back at that year as a growth year for me. So you don't know what this year, this period of time is developing until you look back. So the idea here is just keep moving forward because you do always win. So no matter how dire the situation is looking, yeah, you've failed 3 times. So what, honey? I can't even begin to tell you how many times I've failed. I can't begin to tell you how many times I've failed. But the thing is, I pick myself up and I keep going. It's not always easy. I cry my eyes out. I do the screaming thing. Then I just keep going though. You have that ability inside of you. You are a heck of a lot more powerful than you realize. Okay, I'm cooking, so I'm going to bring this to a close. We're going to sing the affirmation. Remember, guys, watch out for the Ask Me Anything posts. Put your questions in there, and I will get to every single question unless they suddenly get to like 1,000 or something. But I will get to every single question and answer you specifically. So, here we go. I keep moving forward. I keep moving forward. I keep moving forward. I always will. I always will. I always will. You always win, man. Share this with someone else, guys. And if you're not a member of the Abundance Library, then you need to be a member of the Abundance Library. It's time to start immersing your mind in new ideas, in the Deliberate Millionaire pathway, connection, clarity, calling, and creation, which it'll all make sense if you join the library. And if you've been following me for any length of time, it already makes sense anyway. So join the library, immerse yourself in that library, start to change the way you see the world, start to become the person that you're actually born to be, your true design self. Go check it out or message me the word abundance and I will get that link over to you so you can go and have a look at it. Guys, until the next time, it's such a pleasure to do these things with you. Keep moving forward. Woohoo! Until the next time, much love. Share this with someone else. Share this with someone else. Share this with someone else. Much amazing love. Bye. Go forth and prosper.